welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today, Tuesday, the 10th of October. Today's video going to be just a quick rundown of which Celtic players are away on international duty. A little bit of speculation regarding the likelihood of a few of the players playing over the next week or so, and also an update on the David Turnbull poll that started yesterday in the community section. Before we crack on with the video, please like and subscribe if you can. Please tick the subscribe button, completely free of charge, no obligation, but does help with all the YouTube analytics and parameters and exposure for this video and the other videos on the channel. So just a quick update on the David Turnbull poll. The question was, with Turnbull's contract ending at the end of this season in around about May 2024, whether Celtic should extend his contract another 3 or 4 years, or whether we should let him go, possibly for a relatively small fee in the winter transfer window, or simply allowing him to negotiate a new contract with another team starting in the summer of 2024. So far, the opinions are split 50-50, with 50% saying we should offer him another contract and 50% saying we should let him go. I think for me it really comes down to whether he is happy being a squad player, a player coming off the bench rather than a starter. It may be at this age and this stage of his career he wants to move on for regular first team football, although that likely, given the market, would be moving to play probably in Championship football or in the relegation zone type of English Premier League club or similar in other leagues. I obviously will leave the poll open for a good few more days, probably over the whole international break, and we'll do updates on that periodically. The injury mystery regarding Daisen Maeda continues. Celtic and Japanese FA have been rather vague as to what Maeda's injury actually is and how long he's going to be out for. I think it is of note that Maeda has been pretty much an ever-present for Celtic in all the league, European and Viaplay games. Also was quite a large part of the Japanese tour in pre-season. And when he has been playing for Celtic, he nearly always plays the whole game or pretty much the whole game. And of course, his style is very much all action, up and down the wing, helping out in midfield, helping out at the back. And not surprisingly, there may be a fair amount of fatigue, and the injury may be excuse me, a minor injury relating to fatigue that Celtic and Japan didn't think merited the risk of a couple of long flights, which may have exacerbated the injury. As both the Japanese games over this break are in essence friendly matches, with one against Canada and then one against Tunisia. Hopefully over the next day or two the nature of Maeda's injury will be confirmed and recovery time indicated, which hopefully shouldn't stop him from playing against Hearts a week on Sunday. Then the games against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, and then the game against Hibs the following weekend. In total, there are 13 Celtic first team squad players away on international duty. Callum McGregor and Greg Taylor are both part of the Scotland squad for the important qualifier against Spain, followed by a friendly against France. And I would expect McGregor to play both matches, and do wonder whether Greg Taylor may be tried at left back in the game against France, either as a starter or coming on to replace Andy Robertson later in the game. It would be great to see Greg Taylor getting back into the Scotland team, as it is good for his progress and his experience, and playing up against the top players of Spain and France can only do his chances good in terms of coping better in European football. The other player who I would expect to make his debut in the next couple of games is Liam Scales. He has been called up for the third time by the Republic of Ireland to their full squad, having been called up in 2021 and then again in 2022, but on neither occasion did he make his debut. However, comments by the Ireland manager, Stephen Kenny, do point towards Scales playing either against Greece or the second fixture they have against Gibraltar, and fully expect that Scales will come back from the international break with one or two caps to add to his career stats. Mikey Johnson, of course, is also away with the Republic of Ireland for those two matches. I suspect he's more going to be a squad player or bench player rather than a starter. But any playing time he gets for Ireland over those two games will, of course, help in his rehab, getting back into the Celtic squad, as he may be needed in the game against Atletico Madrid due to the restrictions we have on bench players, given that Abada and Tilio won't be options for us as wide players against Madrid. Also away on international duty will be CCV, as America have a couple of friendly matches. Alistair Johnson will be playing for Canada against Japan in a friendly, and then the other two Japanese players, Hatati and Furuhashi, will have that game against Canada, and then go on to play a Kirin Cup friendly against Tunisia. O is away on South Korean duty. Luis Palma has two games for Honduras, both against Cuba in the CONCACAF Nations League. Happily, the second match is on a Monday, and so he should be back well in time to play 2 or 3 days of training with Celtic prior to the Hearts fixture. Gustav Lagerbielke has retained his place in the Swedish full squad, although I would be surprised if he actually played in either of their two matches. And we also have a couple of first team squad players away on under 21 duty. Odin Thiago Holm has a couple of Norwegian under 21 games and is a very likely starter, as he's one of their key players. And similarly, Paulo Bernardo will be away with Portugal under 21s, and he also currently is one of their usual starters. Slight concern in that six of Celtic's 13 players away on international duty will have long haul flights such as CCV, the two Japanese players, Luis Palma, and so degree of fatigue and increased injury risk does come with that. And hopefully, Celtic and those international FAs are keeping in close touch regarding the various different safety protocols and preventative measures to guard against fatigue, jet lag, and minor injuries. Hopefully, all those players come back from international duty injury free, and bit of playing time for players such as Johnston or may well be very useful to get them back more fully fit and match fit after their spells out, and may also hopefully boost the confidence of players such as Greg Taylor and Liam Scales to have some international time to enhance their career. Bit of a quiet news day otherwise, and so we'll leave things there at that point. Many thanks for listening and watching today. Chat again tomorrow, and for today, goodbye and hail, hail.